Hello everyone, it's me, Simply Smiling. I'm in the kitchen today. So I saw a post where Weight Watchers is doing like a make your favorite dessert for Valentine's Day. So I wanted to come in and so I could post something to that hashtag. I love desserts. I think we all do. But I wanted to come out and do some brownies, some quick brownies today. Now, for everything that I'm adding in, know that you can do your own variation of. So you can add some things that I probably would not add, or you can take away from whatever I'm adding. Just make it your own brownie. So we're going to start with my ingredients. I like using the Zen Sweet products. I've shown this before. I did the vanilla mug cake. This is the mix for the brownies. I'm going to do this whole pack. Points are always calculated on number of servings per item. So I'm just going to dump this into my KitchenAid here. So that's all the brownie mix. No need to add sugar to this. It's already sweetened with the monk sugar, which is one of my favorite. I've mentioned that before. And then we're going to just dump it all in and mix it all together. I used the just eggs. Now you can use regular eggs if you want. If you use regular eggs, it's going to take you 3 eggs. Okay, for this whole container, the whole pack. So in my eggs, I'm going to use 1 tablespoon. Okay, so this is a half, pour. Just drop that in and another half. 2 halves make a whole. So that's a whole tablespoon of the just eggs. Okay. And then I'm going to take a cup of milk. Now the milk that I like to use, of course, is the Silk almond milk, the unsweetened. So you just take that. Oh, sorry. Take a cup of that. My container here measures out to 1 cup. That's it right there, per the measuring line. Always make sure when you're doing recipes to get your measurements correct. I've been known to screw that up a little bit. So just drop that in like so. Then we're also going to take butter. Now I use the vegan butter. I've shown this before also. So I'm going to use only a half a tablespoon of vegan butter. The butter is real soft and real creamy. So you just take your measuring cup and just scoop that out and slide it over to get a correct measurement there. And we want to just put that in also. Now I love using my KitchenAid. I use it a lot, especially for holidays. But I must say this item here is my favorite. This is the wand turner. So what this does is it extracts all the ingredients evenly. I love this, and it gets it around and gets it spinned up really good. This is also great if you're making sweet potato pies. This wand pulls all the strings out of your potatoes and make your potato pie so creamy and beautiful. I love beautiful food. I've already said that a million times. Okay. So we're going to get that on. And we're going to go ahead and start this off to like maybe a slow blend. Get it lifted up and get it going. So we're going to let all that mix. I like to start it off slow so that it does not splash everywhere with the dust of the dryness. And then speed it up, of course, to get all your lumps out. Okay, I did not add any oil to this. If you're making these brownies, if you buy these brownies, a lot of times you can just use unsweetened yogurt. I didn't have any plant-based yogurt, so I didn't use yogurt. But you can use yogurt, and that'll take away from every other ingredient that I added. You can add just the pack and then just the yogurt to that. It's looking good and smelling good. We're going to turn that up just a little bit, okay? I like to let that go for a little while and then stop it and then just scrape the sides down and incorporate those back into the blend. Okay, like now. I like to drop my blade and just let it keep spinning so that all the wet product, can go back into the bowl. Turn that off and then just scrape down your sides and make sure to check it and make sure that it smells so good. I forgot what I was saying. Scrape it and make sure you're clearing your sides off again. And I feel a little piece of butter in there. The butter has to be soft a little bit, but this butter is so creamy. I don't never sit the butter out for room temperature. With real butter, for real pound cakes and things of that nature, I do sit the butter out for room temperature. And just let that go a little bit more. Valentine's Day is a very sweet holiday, so I try not to make anything really, really sweet. This will satisfy your sweet tooth along with the crust that we're going to put up under the brownie, and I'm going to share that next. This does not take long to blend at all because you didn't add a whole lot of ingredients. So you have your vegan butter in here, your just eggs. and your milk and your mix. Okay, and just drop that down. Now that can sit there actually because it's ready. I have an oblong pan that I'll be using today. I love using these pans because they go straight from the oven to the table. But also this pan will give me a lot of servings. So I'm going to make my brownies. They may not be as high because I want all the servings I can get for less points. That's how your points are calculated. Now for the top of the brownie. Now the top of the brownie is actually going to go in the bottom of the pan. When they're done, you're going to flip them over so you have that beautiful crunchy nutty brownie that we love. I'm going to drop my nuts in. I've made this crust before for my cheesecake. It's like the best thing to make. And we're going to drop in 1 cup of dates. I use the raw organic dates. They give it that added sweetness, and just drop those in like so. Blend these up to to make your crust. Add that up so we can get the lid on here. I don't know if I already mentioned, but the oven is already preheated to 350, if I did not mention that. You want to start them, just get a pulse on your let it go. Okay. Okay, now because of the sweetness and the stickiness of the dates and a little bit of oil content that are in nuts, you don't have to add anything to this mixture. You just take your spatula or whatever and you just press it down in the bottom of your pan. So I remove the blade and take this off. You can go ahead and unplug that. And get your pan and just pour them in your pan. No need to add any oil or anything to the bottom of the pan. There's no need for any of that. And get it all out. You know, I would scrape it dry because I believe in getting all my ingredients. Pour it all in there. Smelling so good. I love this crust. It's like my favorite crust to put on any cake or pie. And then just take one spatula and just press. Just press it all evenly as best you can in the bottom of your dish. It's going to look like this. Hope you can see that. And then when you get ready to take your brownies out, remember you're going to flip them over. So you want to make sure you have nuts in every area, every open area on your pan. Okay, just scrape the rest off. That's ready. Now since this is set here for a second, I'm going to give it one more blend. You can't over blend this because it's going to cook all the way through and through. And it takes 30 to 35 minutes to cook your brownies. Okay? Just whip it real good. And you can look at it and tell when it's incorporated really good. You don't want it to start to curdle up, but it's looking really good. Once it starts to curdle up, sometimes with dry meets wet, it can get lumpy. So that's why I like to make sure it's blended well and incorporated really good. Don't want to be biting on any lumpy anything. Not a good idea. Okay, just remove that to the sink. Now before I pour my brownies on, I like to stir them also to make sure everything on the bottom has come and gotten incorporated and it looks really good, and it has. Okay, so on top of the nut mixture, we're going to add our brownie mixture. Just pour it on like so. Get it on there as evenly as you can. You're going to spread it out. They're looking really good. Oh my goodness. When I tell you this is smelling so good, it really is. I love chocolate brownies. Now there are several brownie recipes you can make that if you watch your point. You can use dark chocolate, of course, and you don't have to use the monk fruit mix. But I use it because it saves time. It saves on other added ingredients because everything's in here except for the butter, the eggs, just eggs, and the milk. I add the milk because it makes my brownies creamier. And then when you have a creamy brownie, it's a lot softer. I don't like really hard brownies. I like the softness. As you can see, I would be here scraping for days if I don't quit this. I try to get it all till I don't see any more or a little to none brownie. And you want to remove your bowl. And then you want to take your spatula and just spread it around. Cover all the nuts. Cover, cover, cover. This takes 30 to 35 minutes to cook in the oven. It's already preheated to 350. I'm going to go ahead and get this in the oven. And as usual, I'll come back with a picture and points. If you have any questions, let me know. We're in it to win it, and we're in it together. Brownies are going in. And that oven sure is hot. Okay, talk to you real soon. I'll be right back with a picture and with the points for the brownies. Have a wonderful day. Talk to you soon.